presentation with restaurant style presentations, and we're going to be doing a colorful plate with a variance of colors and textures. We're going to talk about balance and unity and focal point and flow and how to present things on a plate and make sure that you have a balance of all those things on there. We're also going to be doing a really cool carrot sauce made with wild honey and lemon, and lime and stuff. We're also going to make a really, really great seafood stew. That one of the seafood stews similar to a seafood stew that we made with Tony Bourdain that summer out in the Hamptons. Anyway, I wanted to demonstrate to you how you make shrimp scampi first. And the reason why is because I know you guys are probably a little bit hungry, right? We got a little snack going on here. And then also, I wanted to make sure that that you knew the proper way to do it. Who has had shrimp scampi in a restaurant before? I think every single person has had. Have you ever had like it's an emulsified sauce, or has it been like clarified butter type, right? Clarified butter type, right? Well, actually, that's not the way it was intended to be made. Okay, if you look in the Escoffier book or the Le Larousse Gastronomique, you'll see that that is absolutely wrong. Okay, but the only thing is that emulsification is kind of a tricky technique to learn and consistently perform at a high level, right? All right, but we're gonna show you tonight how you can do it. So we're gonna need a hot pan. We're gonna need lots of garlic. So I'm gonna kind of, remember, smack it, move it, smack it, move it. I'm gonna get a pretty decent amount of garlic here. I have some shrimp there that have been cleaned and deveined. We also have some butter. I have some tomatoes that we're gonna use. We're gonna use shallots as well. And we're going to deglaze with a little bit of white wine. Miranda, grab that white wine bottle right over there, please. I left it over there on the table. Some people like to take the garlic and just slice it really, really thin, and other people like to make a garlic paste out of it, right? But what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of do it like that, and then I'm going to take about a half a shallot. Shallot, you just kind of cut the north pole off and the south pole off, cut it in half like this. And we're going to use half of it, so just peel half of it like this, just by taking the skin off, just like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go half, about 90% of the way through, and then we're going to take it and we're going to go just tip of the knife, straight through, real fine, and go this way. So we have our shallots and we have our garlic. The tomatoes, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take those tomatoes, cut it here, cut it this way, cut it this way, cut it this way, and then I'm just going to take the seeds out like this. So we just kind of have the tomato petals here. The seeds and the pith in the middle is out, and that's the reason why is because it's kind of like a lot of acid in there. We use this for the never throw anything away, right? We'll use this for our vegetable stock there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut julienne strips, turn it, and cut it this way. Make little dice pieces. Can anybody remember what we call those really, really tiny little dice pieces that we make? That we learned on day one? Starts with a B?
Bâtonnet.
No?
Marpois.
Brunoise. Very good. Who said brunoise? Very good. Brunoise, right? So the other cuts that we learned were bâtonnet, julienne, macédoine, oblique, remember? Mm-hmm. So this one here is called a brunoise. All three of these cuts right here. Well, it could be considered mince too, I guess. So that pan is getting hot on purpose like that. That's what we're going to do. Make sure that it's nice and hot. Okay. Need like a small plate there, Miranda, as well, please. All right. Okay, so we have you're going to need the butter nearby, a little bit of olive oil, and I would think we're going to need about, how many people do we have?
12.
12? Maybe one larger one? I want to leave some for you guys to cook with later, so we're just going to do like 12, 15 pieces total. All right? So as soon as we put the olive oil, we're immediately going to put the shrimp in. right? Not gonna let the garlic burn. Nice and hot. Let's get our pan going.
I just all the way put in there?
Yeah. Cooking with gas, baby. Some more olive oil. We're gonna put in the garlic and the shallot. And a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper.
But you just cut the onion and the tomatoes and the shallot. That's it.
All right, we're developing that fond in the bottom of the pan that's really delicious, right? I'm gonna cook this till the shrimp are about halfway cooked. We're gonna take them and place them onto a plate nearby. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the white wine. Optional ingredient would be lemon juice at this point, right? Get a half a lemon right here. We'll put a little bit of lemon in there as well. So we're just going to let that reduce a little bit, and we'll go ahead and scrape up all that yummy fond that's on the bottom there. Those are, Emerald Lagasse calls those yum yums, right? Got to make sure that we get those in there. I'm going to get a pan hot as well, because this technique, where I'm going to do the rapid reduction process, has been done for a long time. But I learned, because when I worked the saute station in fine dining restaurants, and the lamb is already up in the window, and the heat lamp is starting to cook the lamb a little bit, and my shrimp scampi's not ready, because you kind of wait till the end to cook your shrimp scampi, because as soon as it's done, it's got to leave the kitchen immediately, right? It can't wait for the lamb. The lamb can wait for the shrimp scampi. Shrimp scampi can't wait for the lamb. But what happens is, we go, okay, and the chef is screaming, I need the food in the window right now, let's go, let's go, let's go. You can take the sauce and go, okay, I need the sauce cooked now, and it'll cook it a lot quicker, and you just go back from one pan to the other. I'm actually going to take a little bit of parsley, and we're going to garnish this with a little bit of parsley, but we're going to need to chop that up a little bit, so I'm just going to take that parsley, just going to kind of run through it like this. Mince it. Now remember, the sauce in the pan has a lot of lemon juice, and it has a lot of wine in there and everything like that, right? Now, to stabilize the emulsion in here, you can actually take a little bit of cream and kind of stabilize that emulsion a little bit by adding a little bit of cream to it. You don't have to, because you're going to add the butter, and how do you make butter? From cream, right? So we're just going to let that go. We're just going to allow that to kind of cook down a little bit. Once that cooks down a little bit, that's going to kind of, that cream is going to, the richness in the cream is going to kind of balance the tannic acid from the wine and the citric acid from the lemon juice, right? So we're just going to keep that going in the meantime. While we're waiting for that sauce to reduce, I'm actually going to start to mince some other ingredients for our salmon involtini, right? So we're going to need shallots for that as well. Some peppers as well. You don't need too much. We're just going to kind of give it color. Some zucchini. We watching the sauce? Good job. Just gonna kind of use the outside of the zucchini here, the most colorful portion. That's it. Okay, so once we get to here on the sauce, what we're gonna do then is we're gonna actually put in the butter. And we're just gonna kind of swirl the pan until we incorporate the butter. You can swirl the pan to incorporate the butter, or you can use a whisk, one or the other. But you're trying to develop this emulsification. It's a lot of butter. It's a butter sauce. The shrimp scampi is made with a butter sauce, right? Once we start swirling the butter in, we can go ahead and return our shrimp. You want to let the heat cook the rest of that shrimp right there, right? Just gonna kind of let that go in there. Kind of mix it. If it boils too much, it's gonna break. So you kind of gotta stir it really good. This pan here is a copper pan. The copper pans are amazing because of the fact that they heat up so quickly and they cool down so quickly too when you're done, right? But anyway, at this point we're getting it nice and thick. At this point our shrimp is cooked. Now we can put in our tomatoes. We put in our parsley. We don't need all of this. All right, a little bit more salt. Shut off the heat. A little bit more pepper. All right, and then we can go ahead and plate this. And that's our shrimp scampi. That's real shrimp scampi.